Charlie's murder was not just an attack on one man or one movement. It was an attack on our entire nation. That was a horrible attack on the United States of America. It was an assault on our most sacred liberties and God-given rights. The gun was pointed at him, but the bullet was aimed at all of us. That bullet was aimed at every one of us.
Because of what you did to us. You have no idea the dragon you have awakened.
Torture is a celebration of life and human dignity. We need to remember that as we enter these very dark and dangerous times in the next century. And I only hope that many of my peers and people who will be leading this country will appreciate the value and respect that torture shows towards other cultures.
You have no idea how determined we will be to save this civilization, to save the West, to save this republic.
For Charlie, we will never shrink, we will never cower, and we will never falter, even when staring down the barrel of a gun.
And the violence comes largely from the left. You don't hear that from too many people, do you? Indeed, Charlie was killed for expressing the very ideas that virtually everyone in this arena and most other places throughout our country deeply believed in.
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. That is a prudent deal. It is rational.
1990s, it was all about empathy and sympathy. I can't stand the word empathy, actually. I think empathy is a made-up New Age term that does a lot of damage, but...
The radicals and their allies in the media, sometimes referred to, as my son said, the fake news media, tried to silence Charlie. Tragically, atrocities of this kind, and kind that we saw in Utah, of all places, are the eventual consequence of that kind of thinking. But there's one part of our political community which believes they have a monopoly on truth, goodness, and virtue, and concludes they have also a monopoly on power, thought, and speech. Well, that's not happening anymore. We've turned that corner very quickly. The Department of Justice is also investigating networks of radical left maniacs who fund, organize, fuel, and perpetrate political violence, and we think we know who many of them are. But law enforcement can only be the beginning of our response to Charlie's murder. We did. And we have to bring back religion to America, because without borders, law and order, and religion, you really don't have a country anymore. We want religion brought back to America. We want to bring God back in.
My friends, for Charlie, we must remember that he is a hero to the United States of America, and he is a martyr for the Christian faith.
We will prove worthy of your sacrifice. We will prove worthy of your time on earth. We will make you proud. We will finish the job. We will defeat the forces of darkness and evil, and we will stand every day for what is true, what is beautiful, what is good. And we will achieve victory for our children, for our families, for our civilization, and for every patriot who stands with us.
For Charlie, we will remember that it is better to stand on our feet defending the United States of America and defending the truth than it is to die on our knees.
And the will to fight, fight, fight. Have to fight. I'm so proud of Washington, D.C., and now we're going into Memphis. And we'll get that one straightened out fast. And then we're going into some others, but we're going to go to Chicago, and we're going to have Charlie very much in mind when we go into Chicago. We are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. It was an attack on our entire nation. The gun was pointed at him, but the bullet was aimed at all of us.